Good evening from Cape Town. Today on Going Places, we decided that we'll share with you some of our trips that we made from Cape Town. If you can see, Jacobus is there in the background. Say hello, Jacobus. So today we're just going to share with you some of our trips that we did from Cape Town, trips that you can make as a day trip. So you just take the day and drive out somewhere or do something in Cape Town. Nice outings. Pretty much we'll take you up the west coast in Cape Town and then back to the winelands. So a trip we did recently was to take a drive up the West Coast Road. West Coast Road? Is it the West Coast Road? The one next to the sea?
West Coast Road, yes.
Yeah, so we took the West Coast Road, took it up, took a drive to Langebaan, then to Paarl, then to Veldrift. When we took the drive up there, what is interesting is that you can explore a bit of the nature around there by going to the quarry area as well. And then you can see a variety of animals that you probably won't just see in your back garden. We saw some tortoise and a lot of bird species and so forth. From there you can go take the same road, drive all the way to Paarl. Paarl is a fishing village with distinctive white fishing houses. You can spend a nice day next to the beach, have a breakfast or a lunch somewhere. And then if you want to still go further, you can go all the way to maybe to Veldrift, and that's what we did. Veldrift has got a lot of marsh areas where there's, at certain times of year, there's a lot of flamingos, for example, so it's quite a sight to see. And you can also take the little road. There's a little road called the Bokum Drive or Bokum Lane, and there you can look at, there's a lot of like quaint coffee shops there and places you can eat, and there's also actually bokum factories. Bokums is a dried fish. It's almost like it's like dried meat, but it's fish, very very salty. Anyway, that's where there's 2 or 3 places, the factories that actually make the bokums. Bokums is actually Jacobus's favorite food. Not.
No.
Okay, so that's the first trip. So if you're already on the west coast, on the western side of Cape Town, there's a second trip you can do, and that is to take the N7. Basically in the Swartland area, driving through Malmesbury and then Moriesburg and then Piketberg. With this specific outing of the video you're seeing now, the road took me all the way to Piketberg, where I specifically went to go and look for a bird. So I'm in the middle of the fields here. But again, you can go and visit these towns and just explore them and have a lunch somewhere or a coffee. Specifically, there's a pad stall where we stopped. It's called Desert Rose. You'll see some of the visuals there. On the West Coast route, still on the western side of Cape Town, for a nice day outing, you can go to the West Coast National Park. So good afternoon from a nice and sunny day here in West Coast National Park. The West Coast National Park is one of South Africa's national parks. It is quite a big park. And there are a lot of animals specifically more your antelope species and zebras, and then a lot of birds, well known for its bird life. It's got quite a few bird hides from the lagoon side, as well as there's a freshwater bird hide. What is nice about the West Coast National Park is that you can go for the nature, but you can also then go for a lunch at the Geelback restaurant or a drink. You can relax next to the lagoon. There's quite a few of those lagoon beaches there, and you can enjoy the water. You can tan, you can swim. It's really calm water. There's some boat houses that you can rent on the lagoon as well if you want to stay overnight, and there's some other accommodation as well in the park. So I'm actually now gonna spend some time in the bird hide next to the lagoon. It is called the Geelback bird hide, and hopefully I'll be able to see something. In this video you can see that I've also filmed some of the bird life, which is really spectacular. And also what is nice is that it's on the other side of the park. There's actually it's bordered by the sea, so it's got this beautiful pristine untouched beaches on the one side as well. That is a really good day outing to have from Cape Town. Okay, so now moving back into Cape Town. If you want to spend a day in Cape Town, you can obviously just go to the city bowl areas and walk. There are so many options of places to eat, streets to walk, markets to see, shopping, and so we in this video you can see we basically walked more the real city bowl, city center areas of Long Street and Breer Street, and also Kloof Street. But the city bowl has got, I mean, there's a lot of areas outside of that which is probably better to go to as well, and that's a nice day outing for even people living in Cape Town, to go and visit the city centre and the city bowl areas and explore a lot the variety it offers you.
Get a quick Starbucks coffee. So yeah, just having a chill session.
Another nice outing inside Cape Town is that you can go wine tasting, and there's a lot of options of wine farms inside of Cape Town. You don't have to go to the winelands. Constancia is the best known area for wine farms. We visited Groot Constantia, where we had a nice coffee and a breakfast. It's just a beautiful building and beautiful grounds, and really a nice relaxed outing to have. But beyond Groot Constantia, you can also visit the cellars at Hohenhoort. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's nice gardens to explore. There's nice walkways there that you can do if you don't just want to do wine tasting. There's also Eagle's Nest, where you can do some wine tasting. They've got really nice wines there as well, and you can get something to eat there and have a picnic as well. The specific day, if you're now coming back from the Constancia area and you want to go back like us to maybe the Blouberg area, you can. We stopped at Massimo's, which is a very nice, authentic Italian and pizza restaurant. I think many people will rate them as one of the best pizza places in Cape Town. And then still in Cape Town, a nice outing for a day or for afternoon or a morning will be Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. Kirstenbosch is probably South Africa's, I would say almost definitely South Africa's best botanical gardens. And there are quite a few in South Africa, but Kirstenbosch is the one that's really, I've been to most of them, and Kirstenbosch is really the best one. Hello everyone.
Hello.
It's a beautiful summer's day here in Cape Town. We are currently at Kirstenbosch. We've got lovely spots for picnics where you can go and sit on the green grass. You can have, have a sports day or just enjoy your fun. You can walk. They've got concerts in the summertime which you can go and attend. There's also what you see now is the boomslang, which is a structure that was built that goes across the treetops, and you can basically see the canopy. And again, there's always nature to explore, except for all the varieties of plants and indigenous plants and fynbos. There's also a lot of small animals and birds that you can also try to find there. Okay, once you've been to the West Coast and we've been to Cape Town, and the next option will then be to go to the winelands. And there's nice towns to visit. Franschhoek is an example of a really quaint, nice town to visit if you want to have a day outing from Cape Town. You can you can book a wine tram which visits all the different wine farms, and that's something we still want to do actually, and hopefully post a video at some point. But the town itself is, there's a few streets with nice shopping, nice restaurants, very nice art galleries, and it's just lovely to spend a day basically sauntering in these streets and having something to eat and looking at the art. There's also a lot of wine farms around there. The example you can see on this video is out Cabrera, where we went for a lovely lunch on this day. The day we went, really lovely food, and their wine is probably one of our favorites. So yeah, that is definitely should be on your list to go and visit. So Franschhoek, definitely the surrounding areas as well, is just the landscapes and everything is just very beautiful. So even the drive there is beautiful. And then finally, if you want to still stay in the winelands, there's a bigger town called Paarl. So Paarl is a nice day outing as well. Also, there's a lot of wine farms that you can visit. The town itself is probably not as touristy and visited as much as Franschhoek or Stellenbosch, but it is still a nice place to go and have a dinner or lunch somewhere or visit one of the wine farms. Specifically, if you into monuments, and so the Afrikaans Taal monument is the one that was visited in this video. So I've been living in Cape Town now for I think 10 years. And I've never been to the Paarl Taal monument, Afrikaans Taal monument. That's the language I speak, is Afrikaans, my first language. Which is very attractive. It's a very interesting building, and the views from there is also quite spectacular. And then you can also, while you're there, you just take the dirt road from the Afrikaans Taal monument and just drive with that towards Paarl Mountain. And Paarl Mountain is Paarl Rock. Paarl Rock is a huge boulder or boulders on Paarl Mountain. And from there, there's a lot of beautiful views and sights, and also walkways and hikes. And again, if you love nature and you love beautiful views and scenery and landscapes, I would recommend that you extend your trip towards Paarl Mountain as well. So we've given you a few ideas of day trips that you can take if you live in Cape Town or in this area, or if you're a visitor for Cape Town and you don't know what to do, there's a few outings that we can recommend. So it's bye from us. Say bye. Bye-bye.